Jesus Christ. Let me check my soup that I got rolling over here. Then we're gonna click up on this video. Comment below. I know I've been hitting you guys with some restarts, and what I'm gonna do here in the future is try to just stay live, even if I'm switching up the content and stuff like that. Um, just feeling a little conscientious about being judged for maybe my transition. So I'm really interested in seeing what this is all about. It's really hard for me to put myself in a place where this could be a reality for me. Not because I'm super jealous, but because I am territorial. I want my woman to be, I want my wife, my lady, my partner of choice, my eternal partner. I literally call my wife like an eternal partner. I don't want to just be in this spectrum with my wife. I want to make sure that me and my wife are traveling in the afterlife together. So it's like I'm not trying to pick a new date for her. So this is gonna be a tough one for me. Stay tuned. I'm gonna head to the kitchen really quickly. I'll be right back, and we'll get into it. Okay. Got some amazing protein and pinto bean and onion soup here. One of my classic favorites here. I love it. I like to cook it for a number of hours. If you know me, stop over my house and come get a bowl.
That briefcase must be. Big congrats to Alexa from Atlanta, Georgia, who won a $1 million home in Orlando last year. Best of all, every donation benefits the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the foundation that grants game-changing experiences to children with critical illnesses. And all you have to do to enter is
Make a wish. Let's keep it rolling here. I'm gonna listen from afar. I'm gonna grab some tea.
go to omaze.com/Jubilee. What I love about this nonprofit is how it turns imagination into real-life dreams, because dreams are what make childhood so special. So for your chance to win a multi-million-dollar dream home in Miami or $1.8 million in cash, go to omaze.com/Jubilee to enter now. And support an amazing cause, because every 34 minutes, a wish comes true thanks to Make-A-Wish America. Enter, donate, and good luck. Now let's get into the video.
Now let's get into the video. So if you need me to, I'll apologize. So we're going to start.
Cheating, buddy. No cheating.
I'm Gabri.
I'm Dennis.
He's my ex-boyfriend.
Ex-girlfriend. I'm definitely gonna be looking if they are taller than her, like 19 right now. Long hair, maybe curly. I don't know. Looks good, attractive.
Has to be attractive.
If anything, she's gonna be asking a lot of questions too. But I think, yeah, we'll hold it well.
We're gonna hold it down.
Okay. Now, from the look of old girl, she's kind of like a couple points better looking than him, probably on the sauce. She looks like pretty charismatic. Forgive me for picking up on rhythm in that way, but certain people are into the cuck mentality. Some, like, let's just keep it real. Like, some people, everybody's been on the internet at late at night, right? So you're seeing that there's a handful of guys. Let's just say a handful. There's a handful of guys out there who want their lady to get work down in front of them. Think about that. Now, let me just take a couple moments and just really think like, okay, like if I was interested in having my lady get work down in front of me, what does that say about me? Am I like, I mean, I think there's another thing, maybe a homoerotic thing going on there then. Why would a man want to see his lady get dominated by another man? Um, if you can think of some other reasons, be sure to comment, send me a message, tell me I'm horrible, tell me I'm hitting this shit way too hard on right away. Um, I think there's another play with this too, where it's like guys are you go say you take a nice looking girl out to the party and you got some homies there who they might look like you look, you know, as good looking as you look. So she's naturally gonna be like, oh, his friends are cute, and like, you know, she'll wanna flirt up a little bit, pull the energy up a little bit because she likes being in the arena of good looking men or good looking opposition, if you will. So I think by some Raider standard, guys are always thinking this, like, oh, okay, I'm in the role. I'm like, all right, there's some other well fit together looking guys in here. Maybe my wife would be a little bit, maybe my girlfriend, maybe my wife, maybe my partner would be a little bit attracted to them. And it hurts a little bit. And what do we subconsciously drive up our peacocking just a little bit in order to in order to protect our partner and also um, make an impression on the other, on the opposition. I don't know, man. It's crazy. Um, so crazy. I'm you lag. I'm online right now, man. I'm doing this video, I'm doing this reaction, man. I'm trying to figure out like if you have the ability to pick a new date for your ex or recent, more so recent ex, that seems a little bit closer to me and more. I'm more convinced that if you were interested in picking, if you were set up for this situation and you were interested, okay, there's some other levels to this, I think, too, where it's like maybe she's like in a position where, hey, I got this response back from Jubilee, and you know, I'm pretty. I'm about to go and do this video. Ex-boyfriend, you are supportive and you fuck with me. We fell out from a romantic perspective, but I know you're supportive and a good guy. So you want to come and do this video with me? I can see that too. All right, I have my head down for the vibe. I'm so sorry. I have my head down for the vibe. Let's get into it. Um, that's what I'm saying. You know, shout out to my wife again. I'm just trying to react to these shits raw. That's the whole purpose of these things. So maybe you might keep hearing me say that, but um, I would say she has those prototypical Latina looks where people universally find her attractive. So that's what I'm saying. There's also like this social perspective where you have to have a certain amount of pretty privilege to even carry out this role for it to be interesting and stuff. I think for me personally, like a lot of people are for me, I'm interested in attractive people, and I hope that I'm found attractive. Most people hope that they're found attractive, but there also is this anti-culture now of, you know, they're retwisting what beauty identity politics are. Um, what can and should be seen and pushed forward as beautiful. More on that to come. Body positivity stuff is very interesting. I'm going to get into it. Hopefully, there won't be too many hurt feelings. Hopefully, we can draw up a dialogue around it. But like I was saying about the girl who gets to have this choice of guys come after her, like, okay, based on the way that she looks and based on the way that these guys appear, each one of these guys would feel like it's a lucky day to get with a girl with that pretty of a face. I would believe. Um, that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. And they didn't, from the looks of it, the most energetic guy here is the dude with the black sneakers and the tight fade. You know what I'm saying? He looked like he has more experience getting ladies than these other dudes do. Like this dude. Let's be honest. Nobody wants to hear that. All right, let's be honest. Buddy's looking nervous. He's looking like a little bit alternative, like he can play the guitar or something. Like he looks like he might have a talent. He got the pinky ring on, so don't let me hold him. He might be sending them to the whole strip and everything, and I just don't know. But his body language don't remind me of a dude that's trying to close the deal. This guy, hands behind his back, this unassuming body language, like, well, I'm just chilling here. I don't care what happens. I don't care if she chooses me or not. Looking ass dude. This dude's like, man, I haven't had girls that look like that. That's what this guy seems like. His body language is like, I'm prepped up. This ain't shit. He like, all right, I'm in the back. I'm posted. Maybe she not gonna fuck with my dreaded look. Maybe she not gonna understand the look. Chicago-ish, middle Chicago look right here, with the profiler with the player glasses and shit. And one fault is that they don't get to rock their own real look. Like, what's these guys' real look outside of the accessories? Because they all have on the same fit, Now let's get going here. Like, should pretty privilege exist? Shout out to Rachie Glenn, my beautiful wife. Should it exist? Should pretty privilege exist? I guess so, because things are more enjoyable when you can be facing something more pleasant, right? So I guess so, formatively, like it should exist because it is pleasant and it does create like a comfy situation. Damn, I got low key. I gotta rewind this a little bit more because it goes so fast. That Tinder swipe effect shit, like it's amazing. Okay, so he like, yeah, all right, you nice enough. Okay, let's see, nice enough. All right, yeah. Yo, that's so funny, bro. That's funny. That's fucking funny. Like that's like, okay, yeah, you can smash my ex bitch. What the fuck, bro?
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Quinn. What's your name? David. Dennis.
I'm Gabri.
Dennis. Gabby.
Gabri.
Gabri.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's an R in
I
there.
remember that.
Good. How are you?
Okay. I'm Sydney.
Sunny?
Yeah, nice to meet you guys.
Kalen swag different than expected. My buddy right here, he came in with the hair though, right? Like the pirate shit and the rings. And he was, look, humble me. I'm humble. I'm humble. I'm so and so. What's your name? You feel me? That's the way to enter, by the way.
First impressions on her.
She was really pretty. Or she
What?
is. Sorry. Beautiful.
Thank you.
You're cool too. When you saw me to the right, I was like, oh, I like this guy.
He like, look, don't be trashing me out. Buddy with the dreads like, don't trash me out. Like, you swipe me, all right, I'm a formidable partner. You feel me?
I mean, obviously she's very pretty, and I like the Crocs.
Thank you.
It's good.
Same mind right there.
Yeah.
If you're on Tinder, you have swipe left.
Oh, absolutely. You're very beautiful.
Thank you.
Also, love the piercings.
Oh, thank you so
Yeah.
much. My
Oh.
mom loves
Yeah. Yeah, same. I grew out the hair very recently, and she's like, no,
I
you
like
can't.
it.
Oh,
It's
thank
super
you.
nice.
You guys do.
I moved to San Diego for school, so I've been out there for like the last almost 4 years. I'm a communications major, and then I'm a double minor in sociology, and then counseling and social change.
Okay, my minor was in sociology.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm actually in the process of getting my master's to be a
Oh my goodness.
family counselor or
Wow.
or therapy. Yeah, for couples, for for family.
What are you like currently looking for?
Right, the irony, right? Like of being a family therapist, you got a guy who's getting ready to select you to be with his ex, and like you provide. One day you'll be providing couples therapy services. I mean, it's interesting from a psychological perspective, especially for Buddy, right? You know, my wife, Richie Glenn too, asked, should pretty privilege exist? And it's like, okay, like that's one of the things we do too. It's like if you don't have that superficial, overly dominant like presence and stuff like that, then you look like then you're a lot of smart people are sure to compensate with their intelligence, and because pretty privilege is definitely a power that you can hold over people. Um, you can make the most casual and the most pressing situations go your way just because you're better looking. That is privilege, not in the POC way, not in the PC culture way. That's just how it is. Like it's just how it is in the animal world. Um, when I'm thinking about this dating stuff, just as a side note, I'm always thinking, okay, like in the animal world, the male is always like the pretty one, right? The one that has to peacock for the female and present himself in a beautiful way so that the female desires him for procreation, family building. I think it's obvious that women seem more like the peacock these days and whatnot. If you're not I can't even say these days, but if you're cisgendered, if you will, if you're I don't even say cisgender to be honest with you, because I do believe in the classical sense of a man, and masculine attributes and masculine traits. I also think that there's some irony in the prefix cis, gendered in that prefix. So I just think that there's one of the things I'm confused by is like how could you have non-traditional approaches or routes to your sexuality, but you still want to be considered a traditional man, or called a man? You need to be called a man. You just need to have different prefixes and designations for your sexuality and your engenderment. Like, I just feel like there is a greater effort for us to try to identify ourselves in the light of others and basically increase our value based on how other people see us. I think that that's what the real attempt is, to have all of these prefixes or rather in pronouns and stuff like that. I think I believe it's obviously a way to dignify oneself. I think from my perspective as a man and what I represent in the masculine sphere is a sense of saying, hey, like I don't think that there's anything wrong with traditional masculine traits, and when you're of a thing or you represent a thing, I think you always want to see yourself represented. So I'm noticing that though. I'm noticing that people noticing that people are taking so many varying routes to identification, but they still want to be sure to be called like, like I'm a woman. I'm a man. Like, it's like okay. And then this whole thing with like, okay, gender dysphoria and encouraging kids to start analyzing themselves from a psychosexual perspective when they're way too young to even understand like the economy behind school lunch. Like it's too much, man. I guess I'm just an old school guy like that. Shout out to Rachie Glenn again, my wife. She's amazing. Sis is an unfortunate prefix for sure. Sis. I know, I mean, it is. It just is. Um, I think in the LGBTQ community, there's an effort to idealize the nomenclature so that the effort is to idealize that type of nomenclature, but I don't think that community sees how it. I think going for equality is such a slippery slope, and I don't want to say anything that's derogatory. I don't have a problem with people who live their lives a different way. I don't care. They're because I'm an intellectual or I find myself to be one. I do find interest in how their life application differs from mine. That's what interests me. But they are just as human as me. But in my own from my own selfish perspective, it's like if you find yourself to be something, you don't want it diluted at all. So really interesting. Shout out to you, Eric. Love you, baby.
Relationships are nice. Definitely someone who I could be like a best friend with and be a homie with and do something. So nice, meet something that's cool, and then let them take the lead.
I'm looking for someone that can bring peace. I've been in a lot of relationships that are
chaotic.
Yes.
Going with the flow kind of thing. I'm not going to look too far into it
Peaceful.
until I feel things out.
More on that in a second. Peaceful. I'm gonna pause for 1 second. I think we all deserve to be in peaceful relationships. I think sometimes in certain relationships, if they are quote unquote toxic or volatile, that there's just not a language base there. I'm really a big proponent of language. So if you keep hearing that as a theme, it's not by accident. But I think that sometimes it's just not the language in an encirclement to best represent a really good relationship between those two given people. That's why I believe it always comes down to being honest with yourself and being able to be honest with the person that you find yourself to love so that you can develop language with this person that can allow you to feel supported and allow you to feel heard and allow you to mutually find clarity. So let's get into it here. Let this shit roll a little bit more. I know I'm commenting a lot. This stuff's so interesting. The dating stuff is always so interesting because it's a very human thing, and that's why I really like this stuff. Is dating is human. Dating is very, very human.
I'm just trying to focus on work and school. What are you doing right now?
Shout out to you,
schools,
Salami.
and then I'm working in executive protection.
I study music business. That is, I'm a student right now.
I study medicine.
You want to be like a doctor, surgeon,
Exactly. Yeah. Radiologist.
radiologist. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Either that or like working like clinics around the world. I really enjoy it.
I mean, I guess for the sake of reaction, surgery and radiology are definitely different scopes of discipline, right?
Going to new experiences, meeting new people. Red flags in a relationship. Oof. Yeah, I can't do toxicity.
not communication, which is not a problem with me and her.
Commitment issues. That would be a huge red flag.
If she's always out. But
Okay. Controversial stuff right now, Salami. Like we said before, one of the underlying themes with this reaction is pretty privilege. So it's like, okay, if you ever bumped into a woman, okay, if you're a guy, right? Because I'm a guy, so let's talk from that perspective first. If you've bumped into a woman, if you've met a woman that you're interested in, but you find her to have commitment issues, is that because you're not as lit for her as she wants you to be? You're not as lit in an obvious manner. Are you trying to basically lock down a woman who's 21 years old and needs to experience the sexual revolution and needs to date other people and needs to see other people? Has never even really seen a penis in the daylight, and so she's gonna go and do that in college. So it's like, having somebody and wanting somebody is so interesting. Having somebody and wanting somebody, um, who's obviously not going to want other people. You want to have somebody who doesn't want other people at the time that you have them, right? Like, gee, but we all naturally have these other ulterior inhibitions and these things that liken us to other people or attract us to other people that we don't act on or speak on. So um you definitely, like, now for the female side, like if you have a guy who hasn't settled his sexual appetite for women or something like that, he seems to be pretty, what you would say, what, extramarital. Um, is there a way nowadays? There's a way to incorporate that with polyamory and whatnot. Um, but anytime you're with somebody who's essentially showing that they fuck with you, they like you, they want you, but they're also not fully satisfied on that appetite line, I think that we got to be honest about shit like that. Like, not everybody's sexual or sentimental appetite is the same or at the same range. People want different things. One more question before I restart this here too. Yo, shout out to my wife, man. Baby, nobody else is in chat right now. Um, Nobody else is in chat right now, but that's okay. Salamita's in here. Yo, shout out to you, Salamita, man. And again, it's not even about, like, I'm not some guy who's like, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right, I'm fucking right. I don't care about that. What I want to do is take a look at this stuff for what I've been able to gather from human intel through my own life experience and what I've read up on and what I see other people experiencing and what I'm interested in. So I just want to I just want to take an angle on this stuff and really, like, ask some general questions too. So we're back to the video. Picking a new day for his ex-girlfriend. Imagine yourself picking a new day for your ex-girlfriend. You feel me? A new day for your ex-girlfriend. That's amazing.
I don't, I'm not like insecure.
Cheating, but
Oh, cheating.
yeah, that's like, but I worked through anything.
Damn, no cheating.
Dennis and Gabby, good to meet you
It was
guys.
nice meeting you.
Cheers.
It was nice
Nice to
meeting
meet you,
you.
bro. Yeah.
Thank you.
Why is that?
Dude, I don't know.
Okay, so another one of these little funny thoughts is that, like, people, everybody has different, like, emotional equity in the commerce of love. So some people pop out, they look good right away, right? They look sexy, they look shiny, they got nice stuff on, they sound nice when they talk. It doesn't take much for you to be convinced that you would peel your clothes off with them. And then other people step into situations and it's like, oh, you're not really convinced, and then you notice there's this human element to them that makes you attracted to them. Interesting.
Right there. Pat.
missed something. Let's see. Let's go back again. I'm gonna go at this. I might do one more video and stuff before I go offline tonight. I don't know if I'm gonna be on the road in the digital realm of GTA tonight, but I'm gonna go back just a little bit. Let's see what he's talking about. +1. That's what I'm saying. Come on now, like that's really interesting. To me, it looks like he picked maybe the range of guys most unlike himself, that seem to have a different type of a different vibe from himself. Let's say. I think that's cuck mentality. That's like some weirdo cuck mentality shit, low key. Because like, if I was forced to be in that situation, I'm picking all motherfucking Wakeless twins.
See you again.
See you again. How you feeling? How are you?
Good. What's up, man? You back?
Now this is so beautiful too, in another way where it really is about the interconnectivity of people, the potentiality of people to exchange thoughts and ideas and be honest with one another. I'm gonna sit you down, bro. I'm about to sit you down and see if you right for my ex-girlfriend, man. Just sit down, bro. Let me see if, oh, you into that? Okay, you can't fuck with her then. That's crazy.
In a relationship, what do you think is the main thing? Like,
For me, is trust.
Trust and communication. My last relationship, you know, when you like somebody messes up the trust, I did.
Sometimes it's like, okay, are you saying trust or control? Trust or control? Trust or control? Because trust is like, okay, I trust that you're going to make these decisions and you're going to consider how I feel about things, before you carry on or carry out things. Control is like being sure you're not going to be let down to some rate. Trust allows for an exchange, but control seems to be grading things on the matrices to make sure, a tick off.
And mess it up.
yeah,
I don't trust one person. Like if I'm in a relationship, I want you to know, like 100. Exactly. Communication is really, really huge. I really like someone who can be open and express both the good times and the bad times they're having. So
Okay, so if you got this look right, you got the beard, you got the hair right, the hair's lit. You feel me? I imagine like with this classic look, conquistadorian look, I imagine that Buddy gets girls, gets bitches. Like, can I keep it real? Can I say that Buddy gets bitches? Probably. Like, he probably gets bitches. Like, but the game is probably. I'm always thinking that maybe a dude's like this, like his game is a little sneaky. It's not really straightforward. It's like, oh, yeah, come through, and he's like, yeah, study with me, and like, well, I'm a little tired. I'm gonna lay down, or he's like, well, what are you doing? And like, oh, like, no, I just want to hang out. I don't care about your boyfriend. Like, dudes like this, low key, got like the sneaky slide in game. Like, they're not straightforward and shit. Like, me back in the day, or even currently, you ask my wife, like, I'm straightforward. Like, I like you. I think you look good. Do you want to hang out later? Like, I'm gonna be there on time. I'm not like playing a weird psychological game where it's like I'm acting like I don't want to fuck with you. Everything's about, because people are scared of their own sexuality. So it's like, you want to look romantic, you want to look, but I could be judging Buddy off. Of course, this is my own reaction to him saying you want to look like suave and shit, but like I feel like they be pulling the trigger differently and shit.
uplift each other together. That's super important.
are there like any questions you have like for me in like our relationship or like her?
Yeah, I mean, there's the obvious questions. Is there any?
Now, to comment on in the comments here, sneaky is never a good look. And I don't want to call Buddy sneaky. I'm saying like this guy, this type of guy, even though even from a guy like myself, like this is what I'm good at, right? The analytical part. So I'm saying this guy's look, his overall look is sexualized, whether you can see it or not. It's sexualized where he sets himself up to appear like, like I might sweep you off your feet, bitch. So it's like, but these guys, I feel like, but maybe he's on some date rape type shit and he's super aggressive. So you just never know. maybe I'm hating on him for being more potentially romantic than me, or not having to do as much work because he's gonna shake his hair and be like, yo, you trying to chill tonight? Like, so I could be hating on Buddy. Shout out to him.
Reason why you guys end up working out, or maybe you are working
No.
It's more of like a conversation of when you guys are still like a real thing, or if you guys are just friends, you know, you guys kind of like agree to this. That's the only thing I would be having.
I honestly think it was like it was me, definitely me for the most part. It was my first relationship, so I didn't know what I was really looking for. And the main thing for me was like the balance of time.
Right. I mean, obviously, you're forcing me to comment on this, Salami. Sneaky is never good nor healthy for relationships. I've seen it firsthand. Like, right, and that's where the communication comes in line. Like, again, I said before, like, if you got a bad bitch on you, like, don't fuck with no bad bitch if you can't deal with other people looking at her and stuff like that. Because she wants to be seen, and people want to, like, you wanted to see her, right? Would you, people do need to be non-rude to each other when it comes to stuff like this. But it's like, if you can't handle the heat, you go ahead, fuck with that 7 if you don't want anybody looking at her and stuff. So people need to be honest about being sneaky and shit. So I'm saying, like, if you get a female and you got the sense, or a male, and you got the sense that they're over desired, then sit down and talk with them and say, hey, like, what are you desiring? What do you want? What do you need? Are you getting what you need from me? Or do you feel like you can be completely honest with me with your desires? Because a lot of times I feel like the intent is right. Like, you can't have some girl, right, and you got a sense that she's sneaky. You fuck with her, you want her to be yours, but you're kind of feeling like she's sneaky or he's sneaky. I mean, that's not good. Like, I feel like if you need to be in a monogamous relationship, make that clear and then step away. Don't be so selfish to hang out and be with a sneaky person, a person that can't value enough to tell you, like, yo, it would just be amazing if I could have just both of you slithering all over my body after we finish this bottle of wine. Like, you want to be with somebody who's not going to waste time lying to you all the time. If somebody's being sneaky, that's just some weirdo shit. That's some weirdo shit.
Because you're in school, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. But when did you guys break up? Like, was it recent?
We broke up one time, like probably a year ago, and
Okay.
recently we broke up like 2
Recently.
months ago.
But then you guys like still cool?
Yeah.
That's good. That means you guys are both not toxic.
No.
That's perfect. It's tough, man. I mean, sometimes we take on more than we
He was
can.
like, yo, Buddy was like, yo, perfect angle.
More than we can chew sometimes, but it's cool that you had the awareness to say that. So, yeah. Nice to meet you, Dennis. Yes. Sunny, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He pinned back like this and shit. Like, yo, what a hard decision. Like, I gotta pick this girl. I gotta pick this dude from my ex that I used to like cuddle and shit. Like, that I used to tuck up next to. I gotta pick a new dude. I gotta pick a new dude for my ex that I used to cuddle on. Shout out to my guy Tommy Gunn, man. Let's get back into it.
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
Hey, this was my guy classically. My guy Tommy Gunn would come here. Bro, she bad. What the fuck? Look, my guy. Yo, take it back to the old school times. But I'm telling you, man, I'm a married guy now. I'm tired of all that shit. You feel me? With real stats. But I'm telling you, look, my guy would be like, yo, what the fuck is you talking about? My guy would be like, that's what I'm saying, man. There's the sneaky approach and then there's the straightforward approach. Like, look, you look like this. What are you doing tonight? I'm going to pull up on you. I'm hoping you want me to pull up. Like, text me. What, you know what I mean? Like, but everybody's game is so different. Like, but I know there's some savages out there, and the real savages keep hunting, low key, man. The real savages keep hunting.
Sunny, yeah, good energy. He came in confident too. Like, I feel like he would be comfortable leading a conversation. I'm so used to leading conversations. I kind of like it when somebody is willing to also do that, so I can take a break for a second. Yeah.
Her swag lit too, because it's like casually shy. she looks well put together. Her details are lit. This, so you want to find a female who is well put together, man, and like smells good and has good details to her and shit. And just kind of like inspires you to feel like comfy and shit when she flashes a smile to you and shit. Like, I think that's what we're all looking for, right? I think there's something about like when people are well put together, it just says like, okay, they can take care of situations, or they're looking at things from a detailed perspective, and it implies trust. When you take care of yourself and you look fresh, there's this subliminal implication of trust. Oh, you can be trusted.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you.
Yeah, so cool.
Hi.
Nice to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yo, let's keep it real, man. That's my whole thing, is to really react to this shit. Like, you saw how he gave it a hug. I'm gonna rewind it. You saw how he gave it a hug with his palm out, the nice guy hug and shit, you know. You know, diesel dudes, we let them come into the chest. Why don't you come in here and lay on the chest quick? Get in here. You already know you wanted to see what I smell like anyway. I wanted to see, you know what I mean? Like, we're not doing these type of hugs. We're not, hey, we're not doing coffee and crumpet hugs, man. Like, now I know that I'm being old school with this type of approach, from this like arcane masculine approach, where it's like, you know, the man's the man, the woman's the woman, and we treat each other for traditional expected roles. I know there's really hardcore guys out here that are painting their fingernails and all type of weirdo shit, and they still consider themselves dudes and shit like that. But for all the players out there, for all the people out there who are experienced, it's just the way that you approach ladies, man, when you know you can close the deal, or you know that this could get lit. This could get lit. This could be 2 interactions away from getting lit.
Oh.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you.
Yeah, so cool.
Hi.
Nice to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you again.
Yes.
Without my ex-boyfriend. With
Yes.
yeah. Good job, Dennis. Like, I didn't think you. I would have picked you as well. So I'm happy.
He's got a
you
good head on
did.
his shoulders.
I
There we
guess
go.
so. I should get more credit.
Yeah. Can I get your Insta?
Yes, you can. Type it in.
So are you going back to San Diego after this?
Yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
be a lot of traffic.
5:30.
It
Yeah.
is.
But I'm going up to Labor Day.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
I'm there. You have my
so
Instagram.
yeah, we'll make something happen. Yeah.
All right, so let's pull it back just a little bit. She's about to make the final decision. She's gonna make the final decision. I told you who it was. It was Buddy, right, with the hair, because he had the most swag and shit. He had the most like superficial swag. You know what I'm saying? I thought that his approach was a little effeminate and nice guy shit. Like, oh hi, you know, when dudes pretend that they don't want to fuck, it's like, oh, I want to be your friend and study. Like, that's always like, I don't know. It's a confusing thing for me. I think I'm confused by that, because I'm thinking like, okay, like, I know what I think, right? So, but I'm a bad guy with bad intentions and shit like that in the past, like that with the ladies and all that. So it's like the underhand hug, like, oh, hi, like coming in hugging like this, like, that's a different type of game. That's a different type of game. Comment below. Let me know what type of game you got. How do you approach ladies? What makes you feel comfortable when you see a lady? What makes you feel like, yo, I gotta go out. I gotta at least try. What makes you feel like that when you see her? What makes you feel like that when you see him? Like I said, this is a cast for everybody. I'm speaking from a masculine perspective typically, but I'm welcoming all new attitudes and varying perspectives sexually. Like, that shit doesn't surprise me. Nothing surprised me. I'm not offended or scared to talk about gay issues or gay insight or anything like that. So real intellectualism over here. I can only really react with who I am. So that's what I'm trying to do for you guys. But what's your Insta? What's your Insta? A player would be like, yo, you on Instagram? Tell me I'm wrong, gun. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
What's your Insta? Like, if you got the goofy approach going, that shit is weird, man. That's some That's some weirdo shit. That's some weirdo shit. Just trying to be too nice and shit. Like, you nice, man. Like, be cool. Like, I think also, okay, to be fair, there's also a lot of other social pressures when it comes to being a man in the dating sphere today with PC culture and like making sure you don't offend and stuff like that. So I need to be conscientious about that when I'm reacting and I see like, you know, a guy who's in a different generation than myself. So it's more like he's under different pressures that me and Tommy Gunn had to endure. He's under different pressures. He got you can't nowadays. I guess you can't go off those old school physical cues of attraction. When she's glancing at you and spinning around and pirouetting and glancing your way and giggling your way, and you done bumped into her a couple of times, and now you know this is the moment. Like now, it seems like I guess you got to tread all that really carefully so you don't offend anybody because you know you wouldn't want a girl to think that you liked her because she's a sexy girl.
Good energy. He came in confident too. Like I feel like he would be comfortable leading a conversation. I'm so used to leading conversations. I kind of like it when somebody is willing to.
I love that too. That she picked out something that I wasn't pegging on. Right, like I was mad at Buddy because he pulled her, but she was like, "Yo, he can start a conversation. Like he can actually talk." My last boyfriend didn't say shit to me. He couldn't start a damn thought. So, um, ask people if you're interested in them. Ask them what they vibe with the most. Like what makes them most akin to you. What makes them most attracted to you or other people that they are attracted to. Like learn about these people. Like learn about them. Not to shark that feature or that behavior, but to try to learn about that person from a legitimate standpoint, to see it, to give yourself a chance to say like, oh, like, yo, can I be closer with this person? Or, you know what I'm saying? It all goes down to honesty. And a lot of what I've been saying is coming from an aesthetic point of view tonight, but she obviously cued in on something that's not aesthetic, not superficial. It's about like how she's being treated or about the energy. Like she's worried at this point in her life about how the energy pulps when she is meeting somebody that she's interested in, and she doesn't want to carry the load, the interest load. A lot of people, a lot of thinkers don't want to be forced to carry the interest load, and I think that that's why people desire people who understand them. A lot of times, look around. You might be the best person ever. You might be cold. You might be amazing. But like, if you're not gonna let yourself out the shell and be truly close with that person, like you're cheating yourself. You're cheating your partner because you really don't know shit about one another. You know, they might just need you to speak up just a little bit more, or pick dinner more, or make decisions more crisper and quicker, or allow them to make decisions. You know, we just gotta be honest with one another. Um, when we're trying to have these strong bonds.
Also do that so I can straight for a second. Yeah.
The reveal. No, okay. Now my next reaction is okay, like blah blah blah, blah blah blah, buddy, blah blah blah, old girl, right? Like, do you ever see this couple together? Do you ever see like do you ever see the conquistadorian Spaniard looking ambiguous Spanish dude looking dude with the Spanish girl? Well, I mean, because they don't look as if they're from the same creed. I'm just wondering, like, they look like a lit, like they could be a lit couple, like from an aesthetic point of view. Like, do you see these two people together? I guess in some range you do. The Indian guy looks a lot like the Spanish guy these days with the swag because there's so much like assimilation these days. There's so much like assimilatory like swagger jacking these days. Like people are, it seems like the younger generation is more interested in passing for white than they are with like swagging up traditional looks from their own culture and stuff like that. I'm not faulting her for that so much or him. It's just more like what I noticed in the ambiguousness. Um, like, ask yourself, am I ambiguous? Do you know what fucking race I am? What do I look like? You know? So with some people though, that's a different notion though. And it plays a part in how we treat each other when we have these understandings for what we expect from a person based on what they look like. Almost done with this video. We're gonna have a lag down period. for a couple moments, and then I'm gonna do another short Jubilee joint for fun here to add on the page for fun here. So stay tuned. I'm gonna try to stay up live here.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Hi.
Nice to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you again
Yes.
without my ex-boyfriend. With
Yes.
me. Yeah. Like, good job, Dennis. Like, I didn't think you.
Her comment like, "Yo, thanks for meeting me with my like, yo, if you know, you know." If you know, shout out to my guy Tommy Gunn. If you know, you know. Girls are always doing that. They're always like, I finally got out of that other situation with that loser, that guy that I kept mentioning before. He's out of here now, and now you're here, and thanks for that. Girls are always doing that shit. It's so funny. Maybe I'm wrong. They don't do that. Tell me right now they don't do that. They hit you with the text message, right? Years ago. Come on, tell me they don't do that. Oh yeah, no, I want to meet you. I want to talk, or I want to do this. But my ex-boyfriend, he's doing that, or he was doing that, or I'm so glad he's not doing that now, and we can talk. Like, they're always alluding, and I think what that is always alluding to your overall and innate value. That's what it is. It's like you're really just reminding yourself of how valuable, how valuable you are at the time. And that's a human thing. That's a human thing. I'm not hating on her for that. I just think it's a funny occurrence that I've heard that a number of times before. I'm not sure why, but it's I guess it seems to highlight, the value of that person at the time on the market. Like, I'm a hot commodity. Like, my old boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend can't get over me, and I know you want me, and I'm glad that we're hanging out now, but I'm also still glad that my ex-boyfriend still wants to fuck with me, because we can find value in something like that.
It would have picked you as well, so I'm happy.
He's got a good head on his shoulders.
I guess so. I should give him more credit.
Yeah. Can I get your Insta?
Yes, you can.
So are you going to San Diego after this?
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of traffic.
5:30.
It is.
But I'm going up this Labor Day.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Not bad, man. You can come up and get this food, baby.
I'm there. You have my Instagram.
Yeah, we'll make something happen. Yeah.
We know.
Okay, so low key picking a new date for his ex-girlfriend under Jubilee here. That was an interesting video. It had more thoughts in it than I thought, more random thoughts in it than I thought. There's always something underlying. That's why I want to give all this content a chance. And I appreciate you guys for listening with me. Make sure you comment below. I got the questions. I'm ready to answer the questions and whatnot. We're gonna get into one more short joint. My wife's going about throwing in a pizza and enjoying some soup for herself right now. So I'm going to leave here for a couple moments, and then I think I'm just going to tail into this stream here for another video. A lot of times I just clip out of the stream just to make a whole video, but I'm going to find another joint here in the next couple minutes, and then we're going to get into that one. If you got any considerations to make in the chat for what video I should pick, let me know now. You got like another minute or so. But I'm probably going to do another like Jubilee oriented joint. I'm going to try to find the most like interesting one I can quick. Again, to close out on this video, imagine picking a dude for your ex who you just recently were texting, or maybe were just recently fantasizing about. Maybe you just smashed, if that word is still in. Maybe you kind of don't like this girl. Maybe you resent the fact that you guys broke up, but you're picking a new date for her. I think from some angle, like with these cuck guys, these guys who are willing to bend over backwards in a sense, not to demasculinize themselves, but they're willing to put themselves in a position of effort, or rather of they're willing to put themselves in a position where they could potentially be favored because they're willing to make certain sacrifices. I think that's what it comes down to, right? Certain guys aren't willing to make certain sacrifices, so certain guys see that and they go, I'll be willing to do that. Oh, she's sneaky. Like, okay, I'm gonna stick with her and show her how loyal I am, even though she's sneaky. you know, like, so we all make these little compromises in dating, until you find the right relationship where you feel like, oh, you know what, this person really loves me and respects me and goes out of their way to show me that. I think that that's one edge of what real love is supposed to be about. So again, that was picking a new date for the ex-girlfriend Jubilee video. So thanks for tuning into the reaction. I'm gonna mute now. I'm gonna have this compromises in dating, until you find the right relationship where you know this person really loves me, respects me, and goes out of their way to show me that. I think that that's one edge of what real love is supposed to be about. So again, that was picking a new date for the ex-girlfriend Jubilee video. So thanks for tuning into the reaction. I'm gonna mute now. I'm gonna have this